And it's your girl, Mina Mendoza, little girl, big personality, queen of spice. Ew. Period. We here. I want to give a couple shout outs before we begin today's super special spicy show. I want to give a shout out to Bravery Studios for allowing me to come through to the Heart Attack Art event. Right? Yes, Heart Attack Art event. It's such a tongue twister. So it's Heart Attack Art event. Shout out to Ty. She threw the whole thing. Amazing. Women empowerment all the way. Shout out to Big Ed, who I feel like helps facilitate a lot of that area and makes it exposable to people. But yeah, I feel like Bravery Studios, we had a stand there. We were cooking it up with some interviews. So definitely check out the Instagram page soon on Bravery Studios. Check me out, Queen of Spice. We'll definitely collab. And other interviewers too. Shout out to First Class Second Place. Shout out to Alana. Everybody had a little piece. You know, we interview people, got to know creators, business owners. And it's really beautiful to see that, especially like in Jersey City. We got to represent Jersey in the right way. And I feel like Jersey always does its part in making sure that, you know, communities can come together. And the space was beautiful. If anyone has ever been to Miami, like Wynwood, like vibes, it was definitely giving off that vibe. So you had like graffiti in all specs. Also, shout out to Andy. He was DJing, bringing all the vibes there. There was drinks, food. Shout out to Puerto Rico to go. Yo, I feel like every type of community vendor person I knew was there. So definitely check them out, especially for more events like that. And also, thank you for making me a part of it. So I just want to make sure that I could give the flowers when they could be given. So shout out to y'all. Yes. I also want to say a special shout out to One Day. He's having his festival soon, Soundfest. It's happening in Lincoln Park. It is a free event, so definitely check him out. The artists are already lined up, and I think they have a couple stages, but he's going to have vendors. He's going to have like artists that are performing from all different ages. It is a family event. Again, it's free, so definitely check my boy out. Shout out to you, One Day, doing big things. All right. So yes, Mina Mendoza is doing this episode solo. And I feel like I want to definitely bring up this topic because I ain't gonna lie, I felt some type of way when I saw this post. And, you know, I'm pretty sure when I bring it up, people might know what I'm talking about. And if I'm not, you're definitely going to know what I'm talking about after because you're going to look for it. Okay, so we're going to talk about Tyler, the Creator. He came out with a post. I don't know where or how, if it was on Twitter or whatever it may be, but he said that there is too many podcasters and that we need more, like, I guess, we need more people, like, I guess in his terms, with a better background or whatever it may be. But in his terms, there's too many podcasters. Okay, I'm not disagreeing with him, but I feel like saying a sentence like that is not really fair, you know? Like, I get where you're coming from. Don't get me wrong. There is a lot of podcasts out there. If you look at the podcast community from 2025, from 2020, when I first started doing it, it is a huge jump, you know? But the way I look at it, Tyler, like, your quote is the same quote that Tupac said back in the 90s. Literally, it's like history literally repeated itself. I remember, I'm not sure what interview Tupac was doing in the 90s, and we're talking about Tupac Shakur, because Gen Z might not know who this is, you know, famous rapper, Thug Life, West Coast, all that. I don't even think he was from California, but he was part of Death Row Records. Anyways, so he said in a famous interview that we don't need more rappers in the world. We need more teachers. We need more business owners, blah, 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 that we have too many rappers. Now, mind you, Tupac said that. So to hear this same quote from a rapper, which Tupac was trying to say that we have so many of, and now it's like, but like, you know, now it's too many podcasters. My thing is just like, Tupac said that. Do y'all think y'all stopped rapping? No. That just kept rapping. And, and that's why I feel like a quote like this is almost like history repeats itself. So I thought it was funny. But back to like my main point, I just feel like it's a broad statement. You feel me? Like there's so many podcasts out there, and I get it. Sometimes there's a lot of podcasts where like it's kind of like you don't really know what's the significant in it. So my whole thing is like it's an interest thing. You feel me? Like people jump into a podcast because they have an interest in it. So it's like if you have a niche and it works, I don't know what type of podcast he's been watching where maybe he feels like it's not as substantial, but there's a lot of podcasts, aka the Mina Mendoza Show, just saying, period, that I feel like are great. I feel like from my show alone, I have met a lot of creators, a lot of musicians, a lot of business owners, and people that were able to just grow from this platform. Like, I'm able to give my platform to someone that doesn't have this platform just to meet more of them and get to know them. Shit, if they're not going to get interviewed at MTV or Shade Room or whatever it is, they're going to come to the Mina Mendoza Show. And guess what? Somebody's going to watch it. And I look at it like, just don't be a hater, bro. Like, like I don't know what type of podcast you've been watching. Now, one thing I could say, if you're going to do a podcast, make sure that you are saying things that are like real, and I say it to myself all the time. If I state something and it's not correct, I will correct myself. I'm like, yo, don't come for me because that could be wrong. But if I'm not saying that, it's because it is correct. It's because me as a podcaster has done my research, because I actually do research in a lot of the things that I do talk about on this show, so that I am able to give y'all some type of like positive footprint. I don't want to just give y'all BS. I want to make sure that I can impact y'all in a positive way, or in a funny way, or a spicy way, but just know that it's going to be real. So again, Tyler, the Creator, he kind of just came out of nowhere and was like, we have too many podcasts. Now, I'm not disagreeing with him. I just feel like this is just kind of the new wave right now. Like, we're 2025. Like, think about it. Nobody watches cable television no more. Nobody. I mean, I don't even know when was the last time I seen cable television just like that. I feel like now you just got a Fire Stick, a TV app, and that's how it works. Like, the days of people watching television and seeing that commercial, those days are gone. And I feel like our new environment right now has been podcasting and has been like, and I feel like if anything, that's pretty dope, because when you were relying on cable television or anything like that, it's almost like those programs were chosen for you. When people were able to understand that they could create their own show, and whether it's on camera like this or just their voice, it gave people the autonomy to talk about the things that they wanted, because in a way it kind of matters. And see, people are gonna find what they like, and I feel like if they find what they like, that's dope, and I feel like, I don't know, that's not cool, you feel me? And like, I just feel like, speak your opinion, but I wish it could have been more elaborated. You feel me? Like, what type of podcast do you feel like we don't need more of? Or what type of podcasts do you feel like are great for you? It's like when people make statements like that, they don't realize that they could actually hurt a community. You feel me? They could hurt somebody's paycheck. They could, like, Tyler, ain't nobody coming for you. Like, leave us alone. You feel me? Leave us alone. Like, we're super Switzerland over here. You feel me? I love you, Tyler. I feel like you're a dope ass, Tyler, the Creator. But I feel like you're a dope artist. I love your music. I also love that you stayed true to yourself. I feel like you're a unique artist, because it's like you don't care what people think. But again, like, if it takes a moment to take back. If I was interviewing then, you, in that moment, I would have been like, what type of podcast? Because a statement like that, like I said, could hurt someone. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Are there certain podcasts that you feel like we could do without? Are there podcasts out there that have been impactful for you? There is a lot of podcasts out there. I really only listen to mine. But I'm curious to know, like, what are the ones that stick out to y'all? Let me know. But yeah, there's a lot of things. I feel like I answered it all. So while I let y'all sit on that, one thing else that I do want to talk about is because his concert is coming by. Obviously, as we know, the residency for Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico, I believe, is starting mid-July. So shout out to Puerto Rico. Shout out to Bad Bunny. I think he jumped the tourism by like 600%, which is period, which is amazing because it's such a little island. And sometimes, I be thinking about it. Like, I thought about this randomly the other night. I'm like, oh my God, Puerto Rico is such a small little island and all these people are just like on top of it. Is it scientifically possible to have too many people on an island? Like, can that sink? Nah, right? That can't do that. That can't do that, right? Najee, you think that could do that?
That's suspicious.
A little bit, but it made me scared. I'm like, that's mad weight on a little ass island. No disrespect to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico está fuerte, but it's a lot of people, bro. It's a lot of people. But talking about like Bad Bunny, I feel like it's funny because I love how spicy Bad Bunny could be. Because if y'all don't know, Bad Bunny is not touring here. I'm saying here because he's touring in the United States. He's touring in America, but only in Puerto Rico. And in the comments, it's funny though, because a lot of people are like, oh, why is it that you're not coming to New York? Why is it that you're not coming to Cali? Why is it that you're not coming to Texas? Like, and then someone wrote, why are you not coming to America? And I'm like, he is. You just got to go to Puerto Rico. You got to go to Puerto Rico to see him. And sometimes people forget that, like, if you're born in Puerto Rico, you're a citizen. Now, I wouldn't say it's a state. I forgot what it's called, but it's something. Like, it's something. But I know for a fact that if you're born in Puerto Rico, you're born a citizen. So I think he did that on purpose to throw a little shade. But I'm here for that. I'm just like, is Puerto Rico prepared for the amount of people that are going to come in? But yeah, he opened up his whole tour for around the world and only put residency in Puerto Rico. I mean, ain't going to stop nobody from going over there. Imagine if they put the real ID just to like halt people from coming. Like, that shit gonna be bad. A little bit. That's just mad funny. All right. So now that we're talking about Bad Bunny and Puerto Rico tourism, I feel like, what's the right way to visit Puerto Rico and still show respect? So I feel like a lot of people, I feel like with tourism, it all depends on the person, right? Because it's not everybody. But I do feel like when you vacation, there's always that group of people that kind of disrespect the environment a little bit. Either being maybe like not reading the room, throwing garbage, just not doing what they're supposed to do. So I feel like the right way of going to Puerto Rico is making sure, one, that you're tipping well everywhere you go. I say this so much. There is like, what people don't understand is that we grow up in America, and like, that is America, but that's like a cousin, They don't have the available resources like that. They have resources, but here we have the ability to get things like that. That has been known as the American way, like instant. Over there, like, if you want something, it's going to take some time. It's not how it is out here. So I feel like because things are not as accessible, the tipping culture should be like definitely there. Like, if you're going out to eat, you have to tip. If someone is grabbing something for you, you tip. If they're renting, a beach chair, whatever umbrella, just tip, because you don't even realize how much that dollar for them goes such a long way. Even though they're accepting the same currency, it's still a dollar. It's just that the living wage is completely different. And like, just always tip. That's my main thing. Don't be cheap. You're in a different place. Like, you want to make sure that you could take care of the environment around you and also take care of yourself. And also, one thing that I tell people all the time, when you're a great tipper, People are going to remember that. And guess what's going to happen? They're going to take care of you. Guess what? You come through tomorrow at 3 o'clock and Antonio is your waiter again. Guess what? Antonio is going to hook you up with free shots. Antonio is going to make sure that your plate comes out first. You feel me? It's like, I take care of you, you take care of me. That's how it should work. But you feel me? Like, don't be cheap. Don't be cheap. All right? Just saying that. The other right way of touring in Puerto Rico, definitely is, I feel like what was something that I noticed, at least in general, what I did. Oh, another thing, making sure that you're keeping clean. You know, like, there's so many people that visit those beaches, and unfortunately, they're so beautiful, like Flamenco Beach, playas, like, they're so beautiful. And I have seen some people just like, you know, you're getting, you know, a little tipsy, you throw something in the water, and it's like, oh, it's just like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? It's so pretty here. Why would you do that? And that's like the things not to do. Just like the garbage is right there. Just throw it out. Just throw it out. Don't be disrespectful. Other things that I feel like that is definitely something to consider is we want to make sure that if you're going to an environment, and I'm not saying this because like I'm a Latina, I'm saying this for any type of place where you know that their number one language is not yours. Take the time to get to know their language. So in Puerto Rico, they speak Spanish, you know, guess that's what you call it, Spanish. And the amount of times I saw people trying to communicate and then get upset because you don't know English, like, that is so rude. And it's upsetting because it's like, you're the outsider here. You know what I mean? You should take the time to learn the language and try to carry on a conversation, you know? I have what you need. Make it work. You know, I shouldn't have to be stressed out. Regardless, I'm going to be good. You're the one stressed out, you know? But take the time to learn like basic things, like how to ask to go to the bathroom. What time is it? Little things that you know that you might ask. Take the time to actually learn how to say those things, because like it goes a long way. Like, I'm not going to go to France and not try to learn French. You know, it's just like, you want to make sure you're solution oriented. You want to make sure that you can stand on your 2 feet. So definitely, if you're going to Puerto Rico, try to like learn a little bit of Spanish so that you're able to carry on those conversations, and also so you can get the help you need. Because I'm not trying to have you stranded. God forbid your cell phone died and you can't use Google Translate. You want to make sure that you're self-sufficient as a person. Just saying. Other things that I feel like, just to kind of get it out there with Puerto Rico, is making sure that you're showing love to your people. Like, meaning like, what I see a lot of times is that people go into like these restaurants and local places and they don't like leave enough reviews. Like, that's one thing I noticed. I was like, me being here, like, that's one of the first things I do. Like, if I'm looking at a bar, a restaurant, or whatever it may be, I'm looking at the reviews right away. And what's funny is that I always click the 1 star. I want to know the bad before the good. And like, I feel like here, like, that's a very dominant type of culture here, is leaving a review. And I feel like in Puerto Rico, there wasn't enough reviews. And I feel like because it's so free and accessible on our phone, we should be doing that more for people, because I feel like you're helping out like a business owner that is maybe supporting 2 families. So it's just like, leaving that review is going to ensure the customers for that person tomorrow, you know, and it costs you nothing. So I would say one of the like best things to do for somebody, especially when you have a great experience, is to give that kudos. Leave that review. Shout out that person. I gave a shout out before I even started my show. Give flowers when it's needed, you know, and help out a community, especially when you can. So just saying, leave a review. That's what I'm saying. If you have a good experience anywhere, always leave a review. All right. So again, Puerto Rico residency will be starting July 16th. And I believe his concert is going all the way into September. Yeah. So, and that's only for Puerto Rico. After that, he goes global. So shout out to Bad Bunny. Shout out to him, you know, a Latino artist just making things happen, you know. I feel like he's been in the industry for so long, and this album, true, I think it's still like in the top 10 charts. And that shit came out in January. We're damn near almost in July. That's almost 6 months, and your album is still up there. That is amazing. So kudos to you. If we could get a round of applause for Bad Bunny. Just saying. All right. Talking about hot. Being hot.
Spicy.
Period. Yo, the last 3 days have been literally boiling points of outside. It's been, yo, period. That's how it sounded. Like, if you were to spit on the floor, that's how your spit will sound. Like that. But, yo, that shit's crazy. Like, and, like, you know what's crazy? I feel like the week prior, people were just, like, bitching and shit. Like, oh, my God, where's summer? And it's like Mother Nature was like, you want summer? Bam, here, take it. And, yo, low-key, that was scary. That was scary. Like, I reside in Bergen County. I ain't going to tell y'all where I live, but I reside in Bergen County. And the electricity in my house, I think, left us 3 times that day. Not for like crazy intervals of time, not like for a crazy amount of time, but it left us for like a good 5 minutes. And yo, not having AC, not being able to charge your phone, not being able to do nothing for 5 minutes when it feels like that, that is wild. I was just thinking in my head like, damn, like, please come on, please come on, please come on. And then you're looking outside like, it's so many thoughts that come to your mind when your power goes off. First thought is, did I pay my bill? Like, yo, that was the first thing I thought. I had to go through, because mind you, my phone wasn't dead yet. I had to go through like my whole PS&G bill. I'm like, yo, did I pay this month? I was like, yo, I'm good. Second, is it just my house? Third, is it my whole block? Because if it's the whole block, that's when I start getting scared. And you know, and it was my whole block, but it did come on. But it started making me think, like, dang, like, this was our first heat wave of the summer. And, like, getting those, like, baby blackouts or whatever kind of made me scared. Like, if y'all don't remember, back in the 90s, yo, mind you, this is research. This ain't false. I think it was back in the late 90s or early 2000s. There was, like, a blackout that happened. No, that really happened. You know what? I'm going to look at this right now. So there was like a New York, New Jersey blackout. And yo, you know what's funny? I'm going to tell y'all a funny story about my mom and what she did. Blackout NYC 90s. And y'all should look this up because it's crazy. Because back then we didn't have, you know, a phone or anything like that. Like, we had to just figure it out. I'm trying to get the exact date for y'all. So it's happened a couple times. It happened one time on July 13th. At 8:37 in 1977. Yo, you know what's crazy? When this first blackout happened, I don't know if y'all know that serial killer, Son of Sam. Yo, shout out to John Leguizamo. He has the movie Summer of Sam. Great movie, by the way. But he played the Son of Sam, which was Mr. Berkowitz. He was a serial killer that happened in the late 70s in New York City. And he was out on the run when this blackout happened in 1977. So that was one. But the one I'm talking about, so this will happen in 2003. So in 2003, I was like definitely in my early teens, like early teens. It lasted for like a day and some change. It lasted for 29 hours. And I remember when it first happened, it happened like at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And what's crazy, we had cell phones at that time. And I remember, no, I didn't have a cell phone at that time, but we did have cell phones. Not the cell phones we got now, but we had cell phones. But I remember when that blackout happened, it's like, it could either be like scary or great. Yo, tell me how one of my family members, my mother, she just came through with mad shit. She came home with mad shit in her bags. Yo, she was in CVS and the blackout happened. She just started stuffing shit in her bag. Like, and I know it wasn't the right thing to do, but I always have that memory of her. And it wasn't like excessive. Like she just had a bag and she came home with like some extra stuff. But I'm like, damn, like, That was crazy, you know? And that was like a little thing. I just feel like once you don't have electricity for too long, that's when like crazy stuff starts to happen, you know, like looting and all that. But yeah, we need electricity. So like when that like baby little blackouts were happening yesterday and the day before that, it got me kind of scared. I was like, hey, yo, we're so dependent on charging our phones right now. If there wasn't no electricity, y'all wouldn't see me. Like we wouldn't be live. Everything would be shut down. YouTube and everything. Yo, I don't even want to say that. I'm not coming for y'all. But what I'm trying to say is like it's crazy. Like, you know, like how can I get myself across? I don't know. I was just thinking about that and I'm like, damn, like I gotta figure out a way to do something. And then it made me think, I was like, I should have a generator. Like I should go buy one. No, that ass. Yes. I think that's a number one thing that I'm gonna do this summer is buy a generator because I don't have one. And God forbid if shit hits the fan, Mina Mendoza's gonna live forever. Just saying. Just saying. Period. All right. So other things besides the heat wave, I hope y'all are drinking water. There's been reports of people fainting, people taking it like not serious, you know, like hydrate, dog, drink water. Don't go. And yo, what's crazy? I remember driving my car and then I would see people running outside. I'm like, yo, how are you breathing? Like, that's crazy. That's like, suspicious. Yo, facts, I'm in my car watching you and it's pissing me off. Like, I'm just like, yo, I want to just stop it. Like, stop it. Your organs, your heart, your lungs, they are like crying right now inside your body. Like, that's wild right there. Like, please stay home. It's okay to be lazy when it's nasty like that outside, dog. And that goes the same way when like it's snowing crazy outside and people just want to go drive their car. Like, yo, dog, stay the fuck home. Like, yo, dead ass. I can't even imagine what an insurance company sounds like when they have to hear these stories and scenarios. Is like, oh, there was a blizzard outside, but I had to cash my check at 2 a.m. Like, yo, what? Where were you gonna go the next day where you could buy something? Like, yo, please stay home when there is an advisory, when there's a warning, whatever, an emergency. Stay your ass home. Please think about your mother. Think about your partner. Think about your friends. They care about you, Doug. Stop doing this. So again, stay hydrated. Stay home. Stay cool. You know, just chill. Why are people just like so on the go all the time? Just chill. Let's kick it. Yeah, let's kick it home. Let's kick it at home. Just saying. Just saying. All right. One thing that I thought is dope that I just found out right now because I was just clowning it literally 8 weeks ago. So 8 weeks ago, I was talking about Afterpay and Klarna. And if anyone who doesn't know what that is, it's basically an app where you link, I think, your bank account, some type of financial thing where they can hold you, but like, and your finances go through. But you link your account, right? And say you want to purchase a pair of sneakers, but they're like $200. I think they separate the payments for you, but you'll basically can pay for the sneakers. It's like they give you like they give you a Mina Mendoza card. That's what they do. They're giving you a Mina Mendoza card, and it gives you the autonomy to purchase it and then make payments until you pay it off. So, excuse me, when I was clowning it, it was mad funny because when I was talking about it, I was talking about it going bankrupt. Because it's wild. People have gotten that app and bought mad shit and then realized that they can't pay for it. So then it ends up with these companies having, having to pay it up front because they did. But now they're in situations like that and then collections get involved and all that. But what I think is dope, you have your community that is not responsible with that app. But then, hold on, Tyler Creator, this is where you and me are different because I'm not about to make broad statements without talking about both parties. So you got your communities that's dumb and irresponsible and buying things that they can't afford and definitely know they can't pay off. But then you have your community that does know how to use the app and uses it to their, like, you know, how it's supposed to be. It's like, oh shit, like I bought these sneakers that are $200. I only got to make a $25 payment. What? And every until these 8 weeks are done and I fully purchased the sneaker, I bet. And then someone finishes that 200, boom, no problem. So for the community that does use these apps, right, 2 out of the 3 credit bureau unions, I'm not sure which are. I know it's like Experian, TransUnion, and I forgot the other one, but 2 of them are partnering up with Afterpay and Klarna. So for the people that do use it right, you're gonna be able to build your credit, Doug. And that's fire. Because for nobody that doesn't know about building credit, you have to have a little bit of baby credit to get a credit card. And then that's your way of building credit. Or maybe when you get a loan for school under your name, anything that you put under your name is building credit. You want to open up a cell phone bill? Guess what? You need credit. That's shit's mad important. But for people that don't have a credit card and are responsible, and you've been using that app and you've been mad responsible, pretty soon you're going to be able to build your credit. And I think that's beautiful, because credit is something that is very important, especially now in this generation. Like if you don't got credit, guess what? You can't get a good deal on a house. You can't get a good deal on a car. You can't get a good deal in a business. I mean, you'll get a deal, but your freaking interest rate is going to be up the wazoo. It's going to be wild. Good credit means a lot. If you get good credit, you could get even like car insurance for dumb cheap. Yo, if you have good credit and you try to go for insurance for a car, they're going to be like, this person's responsible. Give them the lowest payment ever. You got bad credit, they're going to charge you like $500 a month. 100%. So I think it's great that these apps are helping communities build something for more. So that's what I'm saying. Y'all got y'all people that are trying to bankrupt this shit, but then y'all got y'all people that is actually doing shit. And I'm with that. I thought that was cool. Because mind you, 8 weeks ago, I was clowning this shit. But I wasn't thinking that other perspective. You feel me? And I think that's actually pretty dope. Like, oh, I got an $800 credit score. How'd you do that? Afterpay. I've been using Afterpay for the past 8 years. Now, it might take you a while to get there, but I think that's dope. I think that's really cool. Shout out to y'all. All right. My next topic, though, this got me a little upset. Not like upset, but it was like, it made me like a little sad, a little bit in my feelings. Oh, shout out to El Hash. Also, I think the quote needs content. I think he meant there's too many bad rappers. That's true. Any Red Pill podcast. Vienna is sinking. That is true. Venice is sinking, not Vienna. Venice is sinking. It's actually not going to be there. I think like, I don't know, 50 years from now, it won't be there. Shout out to Marv. Vienna sausages and cup of noodle soup kept me alive. Shout out to Marv. Because of Marv, I got my first Vienna sausage. You know what's crazy, Marv? I'd never opened that gift. He gave me a packet of Vienna sausages for my birthday because I never tried that shit. That shit is still in my house. I ain't opening that. I don't know if I'll ever eat it, but I think it's cool. It's just sitting there. It's decoration. All right. But let me not get too off topic because I feel like this shit was messed up. All right. So this is going to be the MLB trolling incident. So the MLB trolling incident, basically it was, his last name is Marte. It's Marte. I'm not so sure what's his first name, but he's playing for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And he was on the field. And tell me why a fan was trolling on his dead mom. I feel like that's not cool. And it kind of goes back to like being a kid. You feel me? When I was a kid, in the 90s, definitely a millennial here, just saying. Your mama jokes, your mother, your moms, that was definitely like it. That was what you did. But if we ever found out your mother was dead, we fighting. You feel me? Like once someone knew your mother is dead, we never took it there. Because that's when like, even if I wanted to disrespect you, that's a different level of disrespect. And I feel like when you want to like make fun of somebody, you can make fun of them. You don't need to go there though. You feel me? Like make fun of what I'm wearing or like whatever it is, but don't do that. And I feel like the level of respect that we had as kids is the fact that you just don't do that. You don't talk about somebody who's dead. Because one, they can't even come back to life to defend themselves. And it's just like, yo, you're fucking making fun of a dead mother. Like, that is not fucking cool. So going back to the incident, basically, part of the Arizona Diamondbacks, I believe he was pitching, and this fan was just saying like a whole bunch of things about his dead mom, and it actually made him break down like during a game. And shout out to the MLB, because they actually banned this fan for life for going to any stadium. Now, I don't know how you could do that, because I'm like, they don't check IDs when you go to baseball games. So I just hope that if it is true that they keep their word and that this person does not ever go to an MLB game, because I feel like that's not cool. And he tried to like do an apology after, and I'm like, yo, you a whole clown. Like, you were talking about someone's dead mom. Like, that's not cool. And it just shows like, yo, no matter how much money you got, like, feelings are feelings, man. You can't just do that. You can't just talk about someone's dead mother. And what's crazy is like, God forbid he would have aimed at you with that baseball. You feel me? And it's like, that's what they kind of want to. People act crazy like that because they want a reaction out of you, But guess what? Your behavior just got you banned. That's so stupid. And now everybody's gonna hate you. But like, for real, there's a time and a place for everything. And I feel like if someone is dead, we should just respect it and just leave it there. That's how I was when I was a kid. So when I saw this right now, I was like, that's not cool. That's not cool. And I kind of want to talk about that too. Like, I feel like kids nowadays are dumb disrespectful. I had just one of my friends. I'm not going to say where she works, but all I'm going to say is that there's videos going on in the media, and it's about kids just acting crazy, and they're getting famous from acting crazy. So these group of kids visited a store in New York, and in this store they had like a big sink where they displayed a lot of their products and stuff like that. Tell me how this kid tried to jump inside the sink. Like, straight up put his feet on the furniture and tried to jump in. And I felt so bad for the staff. The staff was like, can you please get off? Can you please get off? Please get off. And it's just like, it becomes a difficult situation because you got this kid trying to jump in a sink who has like about 2 million viewers, and then you got these people that are just trying to do their job. You feel me? And I feel like that's when, I don't know, kids nowadays are just different. I think they don't get in trouble enough. I'm gonna just say it. Yeah, they just don't get in trouble enough. And I'm not saying that you need an ass whooping. Maybe. What I'm saying is that y'all need to be taught the lesson of how you're making other people feel. You feel me? Like, and I don't know. I just feel like the situations is like, it's too soft. Like, I don't know. I don't know when the shift happened, but all I know is that when I was a kid, we weren't doing dumb shit like that. We weren't doing them shit like that at all. And I feel like kids nowadays just don't know how to respect adults. They don't even know how to respect each other. Shit is a wild ass place out there. So I feel like 10 years from now, no one's gonna even talk no more. That shit would be crazy. That shit would be crazy. But let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think kids are too disrespectful now? And if you do think they're too disrespectful, whose fault is it? Do you feel like it's the media's fault or is it the parents' fault? I feel like it's both. But y'all let me know how y'all think. All right. We still got some time on the show. Ew. I wanted to talk about this because, all right, hair salons and barbershops are like essential if you're like a clean person, like if you don't get a haircut, you're gonna look mad scruffy, or beard, whatever. Same thing for girls. You gotta cut your ends, you gotta blow dry your hair, you gotta do your hair. I wonder, and same thing for guys too, guys, women, person in general. I wonder if the hair salon could speak, how many stories would they have of someone who went through a bad breakup or something traumatic in their life and had to like change their whole look, because that definitely happened to me. One time I got my heart broken and I chopped half of my hair. It looked good though. I went to the salon and it was done that nice, but like, I think to myself, I'm like, yo, I wonder how many people come in with that type of statement. And two, I want to know how many people come in with that type of statement and successfully change into a different look and are satisfied. Or I want to know how many people change their look and then are not satisfied. If the salon could speak, oh my God, I really wonder what it would say. And I also think to myself too, I really hope that some hairstylists almost act like therapists a little bit, or are better, like, I don't want to say therapist, maybe like a guidance counselor. Like, I'm guiding you into the right path. Because it's like, you're doing that person's hair. And if you feel like, for me, like if I was a hairstylist and I felt like the person was asking for something too unrealistic, I'm going to be honest and blunt, because I don't want bad juju on my hands. Like, I don't want you to blame me for not getting what you want. So I feel like, I wonder if stylists are honest enough to tell their client that they're not able to do what they want. Because I feel like that's where the problem could have just been avoided. So if hair salons could speak, I wonder what is their best transformation, and I wonder what is their worst. That's freaking interesting. That's interesting. Because you go to the hair salon and look better, not come out looking worse. But let me know. Have y'all ever changed y'all hair because of a breakup or something bad? And if you don't, what's your go-to for like your actual change? All right. We're going to keep it fun. We're going to keep it fun. So based off, like, I feel like we talked a lot about people in general. And like, I was like, okay, let me do something that makes you think. If animals could talk, which one would be the most disrespectful? Yo, if animals could talk, dead ass, which one I think would be the most disrespectful? Basic ass answer, cat. 100%. A cat. A cat is disrespectful and doesn't even talk. So I can imagine giving that thing a mouth and it not saying meow. Yo, cats, people who own cats don't own cats. The cats own them. I'm going to just say that right now. The cats own you.
BARS, bars.
Just saying. And this is my reasoning with it. One, cats are not ever gonna come up to you. I mean, they do look for attention, but it's very selective. It's when they want their attention. If you try to grab a cat and try to cuddle with that thing based off your liking, it could work out, but that cat is gonna want to jump off or probably scratch the shit out of you. Two, it's a bond where it's wild. Like, you know how many cat owners I met and their arm is just like crazy looking, like wild. And I'd be like, yo, what happened to your arm? Oh, it's just my cat. And I'm like, but the way they say it, it's like, what? Like, that should just be, what? That's love? Like, yo, what? I don't know. Like, my dog never did that to me. Don't get me wrong. If I feel my dog's nails too sharp, I'm like, yo, we got to cut them. But that's like a love language, just like the scratch marks, dog. So the way it shows you love, it scratches you. It doesn't like talking to you. It does whatever it wants. So imagine giving the cat the ability to speak in a way that we understand it. It's going to straight up look at you and say, I don't like you. I can't even imagine what a cat will say. That ass. I think that a cat has the ability to make a human being cry. Dead ass. Kittens are cute though. I think kittens are mad cute and maybe they just hit puberty and then they get mean. But it's not all cats. I feel like some cats are dope. They're nice, you know? But it's like, yo, cats are definitely, I think the cat will be the meanest. Now, when I think of who will be the nicest, if I had to think of like the most nicest animal ever, I want to say dog, but not all dogs are nice. You know, they're just very docile. But like, I don't think all dogs are nice. If I wanted to choose the most kindest animal, I'm gonna have to get back at yeah. I think it has to be any of those animals in the petting zoo. That ass. Yo, for real, those animals, you could just put your hand in there and like they don't bite you. Like, I think any of those animals will probably be one of the most nicest animals ever. Facts. Any animal in a petting zoo, I would say would be like the nicest animals ever. But let me know what y'all think. What animal do y'all think will be the meanest, and what animal do you think will be the nicest? I'm curious. I'm curious. All right. Do fish? Oh, I remember I wrote these and these were interesting. Do fish know they're wet or are they just living? Yo, think about it. Because us as humans, we know we're dry and we know we're wet. You feel me? So, like, do they realize that they're in water? I always thought about that, like, because that's a world. You feel me? And, like, they're living in that watery world. So, it's like that air, you know, they don't got that air time. Maybe dolphins know they're wet because they gotta like come up for air, but specifically fishes. You feel me? That's something that made me think and shit. And like going back to like questions that make me think, I think about this. Think about it. I talked about it when I was back in Newark in A Squad Rebel Radio. So check this out. Check this out. I have something for y'all. Najee, I want you to think about this one, dog. When did we realize, deadass, when did we realize we needed a spacesuit? Think about it. Like, I think about this shit and I'm like, and I forgot when, it was like a couple years ago, I was just thinking about it. It's just like, yo, something had to happen to like us realize that we need a spacesuit, that we can't breathe in space. You feel me? They're just not talking about it. I'm just like, yo, was somebody in a spaceship and just pressed the button and it just got sucked out? Like, but like my thing, if somebody pressed the button and got sucked out, the whole aircraft is going out. So those are the things that keep Mina Mendoza up at night. When did we realize that we needed a spacesuit? Think about it. Najee, what do you think? Right? Yo, this is what I'm saying. Yo, Najee was like, yo, somebody definitely was the example. Like, but my thing is like, yo, we should be honoring that example. Like, if that person went out that way, we should be honoring that person on NASA. That person should be on the new coin that's supposed to replace the penny. Like, yo, for real. And that's another thing. Yo, we're getting rid of pennies. Yo, if we get rid of pennies, there's no more 99-cent stores no more. Yo, that's crazy. Y'all love when I get into these random topics. What are everybody going to do about that? 99 cents? It's not possible. Crazy. There's a lot of 99-cent store. Not so much as back then, but 99 cents, that was your dollar store. Now there's like dollar stores. But that's interesting. Think about it. Think about it. Let me know what y'all think. Because I'm curious on how y'all think about this. Shout out to Kate. Shout out to Staten Island. Period. All right. How about this? Other ones that can make you think. Why is it called a building if it's already built?
That's suspicious.
Facts. Like, oh, I'm building this here. Let's go to that building. Think about it. That makes no sense. Like, we're building this, but let's go to this building. It's already built. You feel me? Like, I don't know. It's like sometimes questions like that, I'm like, yo, if it was, like, think how confusing it would be for somebody that didn't speak the English language. How do you differentiate that? You feel me? Like, damn. Like, that's just like, it's interesting. It's interesting. I thought about that. I was like, how do you know? How do you know? All right. If you had to be haunted by a celebrity ghost, who would it be and why? That's a good one. If I could be haunted in a good way by a celebrity host, who would it be and why? I feel like I would want, okay, two things. I would want to be haunted by Albert Einstein because he was the smartest mother effer on this planet. Okay? I would love to have this guy sitting here. Like dead ass. And y'all not see him? Oh my God, I have the secrets to everything. Definitely Albert Einstein. And two, I definitely will have some type of dead comedian next to me. A comedian that can make me laugh and feel nice at the same time. I think if I were to hang out with somebody, I think I would hang out with Robin Williams. I would want Robin Williams to haunt me. He's a cool guy. I feel like all his movies were mad funny, and I feel like he was really nice. So that would be Albert Einstein or Robin Williams. Those are my dead celebrities. I don't want an aggressive dead celebrity coming after me, yo. Like when I think of like aggressive celebrities, like who's an aggressive celebrity, bro? I guess like I don't who's an aggressive, like I don't want, I'm not even gonna say the name. I'm not even gonna go there. I feel like everything could be taken different ways. I want cool people to be around me, not like crazy people. All right. What food could you never give up, even if it ruined your dating life? Oof, that's a hard one because I feel like food and a person is like relationships. You feel me? Like you have your favorites and you have your non-favorites, and it's like, what is a food that I will never be able to give up, not even for my partner? Like if my partner didn't like it, I feel like it would have to be eggs. Eggs are dope. Eggs are versatile. You can make an egg sandwich. You can make you can have a bacon, egg, and cheese. You can have eggs by itself. You can have an egg salad sandwich. I sound like bubblegum. And he starts talking about the shrimp. But for real, eggs, I'm not gonna give up eggs for you. Like, you know, good thing is I don't make hard boiled eggs because that smells like ass. But like my eggs smell good, like in the morning. And I feel like if you had a problem with that, then I don't know. We would try to make it work, but I don't think I could give up eggs for somebody. Eggs are so good. You can have it like scrambled, sunny side egg. You can have, first of all, if you had no eggs, you can't bake a cookie. All right. If you want to bake stuff, you need eggs. So eggs, I feel like, are essential. They're essential. They're essential to life, period. Yes, eggs. It would be eggs for me. I will not be able to give up eggs for somebody. I've dated somebody that was a vegan. That was cool. I don't mind people that have restricted diets. They still ate eggs though. So I feel like they were like half vegan. But yeah, I'm not giving up eggs. I'm just not. I'm not doing that. Eggs are dope. Eggs are dope. Okay. If aliens landed and asked you to explain vibes, what will you say? If I had an alien touchdown right now and then I said the word vibes, what would I say? I'd be like, I feel like the only way to communicate with an alien is by giving the expressions of the face with exactly what I'm saying. So I'd be like, you see this? This is happy. You see this? This is sad or mad, but not happy. Vibes is not vibes is. And I feel like that would be the most simplest way. Because I'd be like, yo, you felt that when I smiled? Guess what? That's a vibe. You felt that sadness? Yeah, that dark cloud when I changed my face? That's not a vibe. So I feel like that would be the easiest thing. And then I'll start teaching them like this or like that. Because what if there's an alien that's blind? I don't know. Like, I feel like that's the best way. Yeah, vibes will be, I will communicate it with like a sad or a happy face. Because I'm sure they could like feel the room based off those expressions. But let me know. How would y'all communicate to an alien about vibes? All right. Ooh. Is liking a thirst trap cheating energy or just social media manners? I feel like it depends. Now, if you're in a relationship and you are liking another girl's pictures and they don't look like nothing like your girl, you're kind of asking for it. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. We all know it's social media. You can like pictures, you can do what you want. But in the end of the day, if you were to see your partner the other way around, like a guy with like a six pack, knowing damn well that you ain't got nothing close to a six pack, how would that make you feel? And that's the best way for me to explain it. It's not a jealousy thing, but it doesn't help your partner out. That's the best thing. Like, it doesn't help with their self-esteem, and it could mess with their heads on how you view them in the relationship. So I feel like you don't have to like those pictures. You could observe it, respect it. You could keep it to yourself, like, yo, she look good. But you don't want to like it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that like could end up getting you in trouble in the future. Like, you just don't want to build a case on yourself. Respect it. You don't have to recognize it. Recognize your partner. That's what you do. So if you're liking thirst traps and you're in a relationship, you shouldn't do that. That's wrong. Now, if you're just liking thirst traps in general and you're not in a relationship, that's cool. Because that's what you're supposed to do. I feel like as people, we're almost like animals. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I wouldn't say it's like mating, but it's like, you saw this, I'm attracted. Like, that's a very primitive way. Maybe not as primitive because it's not aggressive, but it's a primitive way of someone knowing that you like them, or you know that they like what they're seeing. You feel me? And that's how our generation is nowadays. So if you're liking a whole bunch of girls' pictures and you're single, by all means, do that, because that's what you're going to do. And you're going to want to hope that they send you a message back. So all you're doing is acting based off of instinct. But if you're in a relationship and you're liking thirst traps, that is a no-go. You're going to make your partner mad. You're going to have them feel inferior for no reason. And it's just not going to be cool. Don't build a case on yourself. Respect it. Look at it. If you're around your boys, even show it off. But don't go liking it, dog. That's not nice. And for guys that just say, oh, I'm just liking her picture, for the girls that are, or men or whoever is that's on the other side, I want you to like a whole bunch of guys' pictures. Like a whole bunch of guys' pictures. And like thongs and shit. Like crazy shit. I want y'all to like all the pictures that look the opposite of your partner. And then I want them to see how they feel about themselves. It's not going to help. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Respect your partner. Don't like the fucking picture unless you're single. Okay? Now, if the girl or boy is not in a thirst trap and it's just a picture, but yeah, that's cool. You feel me? But if the girl has her titties out, ass out, it's a thirst trap. Don't like it. Just don't. You're going to cause yourself fucking problems, yo. We don't want no problems. All right. This is my last question before I head off. Is blocking someone childish or part of self-care? I feel like with this type of question for Mina Mendoza, it goes both ways. It all depends on you, on when you're blocking. I feel like if you feel like you have to block this person to heal and move on, then by all means do it, because by you not blocking this person is hindering your growth. So as long as you're using it for that, that's cool. Now, this is when I think blocking is not cool. Like, a lot of times we get into arguments or disagreements, and I've seen this happen a lot of times where one party goes in with paragraph, just saying their whole side of how they feel. Or maybe you're on the phone and they rip you. They either hang up and then block you, or text this whole story and then block you. That's not cool, because it's like you're forcing yourself to have the last word, but you're not even open to having a discussion. And it doesn't have to be about who's right or wrong. It's about you're expressing yourself and you're not allowing the other person to have a chance to absorb what you said and being able to express back. You feel me? That's when I feel like blocking is childish, because you're blocking it in your terms and you're not being open-minded to like handling the situation. That's when I feel like it's childish. When you're running away from the situation. Now, if you're blocking because you have tried and this person is like harassing you and this person is not allowing you to have that private life or allowing you to move on, then that's different. Block that person because you got to heal and you got to move on. But if you're out here tearing somebody apart and then blocking them and then unblocking them and then blocking them again, it's just like, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. And don't get me wrong, I am not innocent from that. I noticed. I'm speaking of this from experience. I was not any better when I did stuff like that. So nowadays, I do my best to not be so trigger happy with that button because it's not fair. So is it childish or is it self-care? I think it's both. It just depends on the person and how they're using it. All right, period. And with that being said, it is now 8 o'clock. The Mina Mendoza Show is done. Keep in mind, next week I will have my boy Worley on. It's going to be his second time on the show. The first time we had him in the show, it was in this room, but it looked a little bit different. So we're going to welcome him back. He just came back from the UK. So let's accept him with open arms next week. And that's all I got for y'all today. If y'all want to collab, network, definitely hit me up. Queen of Spice, Queen #0F Spice. Send me a message. Let's collaborate. Let's work together. But besides that, I'm out of here. It's your girl, Mina Mendoza, little girl, big personality, Queen of Spice. We out.